first ride vlog of 2024. Let's see if I can still do this. Today I'm doing a slightly more unusual route. I'm cycling along the back lanes of Blendworth, and then I'm going to ride up to Berriton via the really scary Kiln Lane, and then I'm going to take the Butser cycle path home. Hopefully it's going to be about 20-25 kilometres. We'll see when we get back. So far this year I've cycled every single day. Now that may sound like a lot, but it's only the 20th of January, so yeah, 20 days in a row, not bad for me. And that's because I really am trying to work on my endurance at the moment. I'm off to South Africa in 6 weeks, so I really do need to be fit for that. This is only about my 3rd or 4th ride actually out on the road though. The rest have all been on the turbo trainer, and I can tell you one thing for nothing, it's a lot easier on the turbo. Well, that was somewhat short-sighted of me. Very poor choice of route today. Had I thought about it, I know that this road floods every winter, but I wasn't expecting quite as bad as that. It did give me a couple of warning signs, but I thought, well, I've come this far now, might as well carry on. In for a penny, in for €1. Well, I hope everyone had a good Christmas. I know I certainly did, judging by the amount of weight that I put on. And unfortunately, it wasn't helped by spraining my ankle a few weeks before Christmas and keeping me off the bike for 2 weeks. So yeah, getting back on now is especially difficult, as you can probably tell by the breathing. But the good news is that I can certainly feel that my fitness has improved a little bit from when I first got back on the bike on the 1st of January. And that's kind of why I chose this route as well, because I know it is actually fairly challenging. It's quite a long, gentle climb up to Berriton. And then when I get to Berriton and go through there and start the climb back up to Butser, that's another really tough climb, quite long, quite steep. My strategy at this time of the year is to try and ride in zone 2, so that's between 60 and 75% of my maximum heart rate. And I don't mind admitting I'm struggling to do that at the moment, especially on those climbs. That last one there was 9%. And when I get to a climb, my strategy there is to take it relatively slow. I know I'm not going to stay within the zone 2, so I just try and focus on my pedaling technique and just do it nice and easy and just get myself up there. And the beauty of it is that your body doesn't really know how far you're cycling. All it knows is that you're cycling for X amount of minutes or hours at a particular heart rate zone. This route I'm on is actually fantastic, particularly this little back lane between Blendworth and Berriton. Very picturesque and virtually no traffic, so it's a great road to cycle along. Well, that wasn't too bad. I was on the brakes all the way down there. It's been a while since I've gone down Kiln Lane. Yeah, it's always an adventure. Okay, now for the somewhat tough bit. Well, the crew's saying a kilometre of climbing, but I think it's further than that. But the good news is it's a dedicated cycle path, so no cars at all. Well, that's the top there. Not too bad. Jolly glad it's the top though. The weather today is not what I expected at all. The forecast said it was going to be 6 degrees and windy. Well, the wind's turned up, but it's only 2 degrees Celsius, but that's a massive improvement on what we've had over the last couple of days. It's been -6, -7 Celsius, and that's just far too cold and far too icy to ride out on. One slip and you could potentially injure yourself and be off the bike for weeks. It's very curious how some hills, despite being exactly the same gradient, are easy to climb. Like that hill I've just gone up there from the QE2 Park, that's 4%, and I always find it relatively easy compared to similar 4%ers. Okay, back on the King's Highway now, and I'm riding into a full-on headwind, and believe you me, it's a slog. That's why I've stopped, because I don't think you would have heard me above the noise. Oh, thank heavens I'm at the end of that slog. I'm nearly home, and by the time I actually do get home it will be just over 30 kilometres, maybe 31 kilometres. So I think that makes it my longest ride of the year so far. So little wins. I've climbed 336 metres, so not a massive day's climbing, but it was certainly tough enough. Yep, onwards and upwards. I just need to keep going and hopefully get fit enough for when I go to South Africa and ride the Cape Town cycle tour. Wish me luck.